Hello, hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. A very different view this week. Very different view. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. Matt, you're going to let me know when we've got eyeballs.
Got a few.
Got a few
They're
eyeballs.
starting
Well,
to come on.
excellent. Well, thank you for joining me tonight for very special, not what's new. We're doing things a little bit differently this week. Yeah, we've got new stuff coming in. Most of it is being saved for Scrapfest, but we thought we'd just do something a little different. Save some of that new stuff for next week when we can do a bigger live. And we thought we would just turn the tables a little bit. And so a big thank you to all of you who submitted questions on our different posts. We definitely appreciate that. And Matt and I were joking prior to coming on the live. We thought there'd be crafting questions, and can you show me how to use this, and what kind of product would you use for that? But you guys asked some really awesome questions, and so we are very appreciative to have some good stuff to share with you. And we kind of took all those questions and we consolidated them so that we've got a nice flow throughout the evening. Not the evening. We're not going to keep you all evening. Don't you worry.
Say, how long are you doing this for?
No, we're not doing it all evening. No. Um, but yeah, we've got a bit of flow. Gave me a chance to kind of collect all my thoughts. Oh, got a hair here. Collect all my thoughts and be able to answer all of these questions fairly intelligently. Um, we're
Maybe.
not. Well, maybe. We'll see how this roller coaster rides. We probably will miss one or two. There were a few that, you know what, some secrets are best kept and not shared. But we're gonna share a little bit about our beginning as a Papercrafters Workshop, how we go about ordering, both from a logistics standpoint as well as how do we make those tough decisions. And sometimes it really just comes down to that crystal ball. And
Oops, we left it at the store.
yeah, we left well, sometimes the crystal ball is a more like a magic 8 ball. Doesn't always give the answers that we were hoping. But please, feel free to chime in with more questions as we go along. If they don't throw me off track too much, we will jump in and answer those as well. But we may also just kind of save those and do another one of these sessions in the future because your questions are great and we love sharing more about this business that we love so much. So, how are we doing, Matt? Should we get started? Should we?
I'm seeing close to 30 people so far.
Excellent. Lots of people watching tonight. I'm just referring to my notes, making sure that we're staying on track here. Got all my props, got my water. Hopefully you're okay looking at me for the next little while instead of my hands and all the pretty stuff that we usually share. Um, yeah, Matt's over there on the other side of the room. Everybody give a wave to Matt. He is
I've been getting lots of
lots of hellos. Excellent. And he will feed me these questions as we go along. So let's jump right in. So, Matt, let's go with question number one. How did PCW evolve? So we had a few questions around our history and how we got started, whether we had owned a store before. For me personally, I started in the scrapbooking industry with close to my heart, which is a direct sales company. And unfortunately, they did just recently announce that they were ceasing operations, but it was an incredibly valuable time for me personally, as well as let's call it professionally. I made some really amazing friends, both in terms of the crafters I got to meet, as well as the sister consultants and the community that I was a big part of and really did appreciate that. I was a consultant for just over 12 years, and I started way back when actually I had just had my son, Charlie. I got the scrapbooking bug when I helped my sister make her wedding invitations. and we went to a class at the local community center. And I said, you know what? I'm into painting. I'm into other stuff. I've got this young family. I do not need another hobby. And here I am. I fell in love with punches. I fell in love with paper, and really haven't looked back since that particular time.
You've been scrapbooking since you were a teenager.
That is true. I have been scrapbooking in its purest form way back when I had, this really old um, the craft paper. It wasn't even a photo album. It was just a craft paper album where I posted pictures from the TV Guide and my teen magazines and newspaper articles. So yes, my scrapbooking, love really did come from quite a ways. But scrapbooking as we know it, really hit my stride with close to my heart. And like I said, I absolutely love the community that I found through crafting, and that is something that really is all of our driving forces as we bring pretty stuff to all of you guys. Now, that close to my heart business was very much my business. Matt stayed out of the way. He only knew that, every Friday night, every Thursday afternoon, I had people coming in the house and doing classes. But close to my heart was really my thing. But then things changed in 2017. Through a good friend of mine, I learned that Sandy, the previous owner of the workshop, was looking to retire and sell her business. And we took it from there. We met with Sandy, my friend and I, and a third friend. We looked at doing it together. And then we realized that, it really what made more sense for only one person to go forward. So in 2017, we bought the store from Sandy. It was called the Workshop at that time. Our name has evolved now to the Papercrafters Workshop for a variety of reasons. And it just really has taken off since then. Matt had always, and I don't think I will ever forget this conversation, but Matt has always wanted to own his own business. His father was a pharmacist in a small town, owned a small drugstore just outside of Brockville, and the entrepreneur bug really had sat in the back of his mind. So when this came up, I will never forget him sitting there and saying to me, "I've always wanted to own my own business, and it doesn't matter to me whether it's widgets or thingamabobs or whatchamacallits. This is a great opportunity, and I think we should do it." So we started with just me, man in the store, womaning the store from start to finish, open to close. And then my friend Janet came on board, Debbie came on board. Then we met Alexis. Alexis just came one night, and we just stood there chatting for a good hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. She came to a couple of crops. And I said, you know what, Alexis, if you are ever looking for a part-time gig, let me know. And she literally turned around and said, I'm letting you know right now, I'm in. I kind of skipped over my notes here, but yeah, so we had Alexis and then Darlene. Darlene I had actually met through my Close to My Heart business. We actually met at Scrap Fest for the very first time, and our friendship evolved from there. And then when I let her know that we were taking on the store in Stouffville, she said, guess what? I live in Stouffville. I am going to be there all the time. And, and Matt's laughing because she never leaves. We joke that she sleeps at the store. She's always there. She's always a phone call away. She started as a social media person for us. And then when the pandemic hit, she kind of jumped in and has just taken on more and more and more and really become a very key part of our team. We have Chris, who came to us through our acquisition of Needabrook, which was a company that she owned. And one of the first things she did for us was host a International Women's Day event. And we just had, I think this was our 4th International Women's Day event, and Chris is the one that kicked it off. And we are rounding out our team with Marcy and Tanya and Carol, who all bring some really unique talents and really help us round out this team so that we've got this really welcoming place. At least I hope so. I hope that it is a nice, welcoming place for all of you crafters to be, whether it is in person or online. I'm going to skip back in my notes now, and then I'll check in with Matt to see if there are any questions. So we took over the store in, I think we closed in July of 2017 to take over, and then fully opened in August of 2017. So that's why our anniversary is always in August, and we celebrate all month long. Yeah, don't worry about, we have to get through Scrap Fest first, Matt. Don't worry. We will get to anniversary sooner than you think. In 2018, and like it or not, I will always remember Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding day, because that is the day that we launched our website. We had a royal wedding crop in the store. We were there at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch the royal wedding and scrapbook.
You were, I wasn't.
You weren't there? Well, you must have been there at some point, because we had the website launched, we had the cash register launched, our POS system, and so 2018 was that milestone. Matt joined me in the business full time after being downsized from Staples, where he was in charge of online merchandising, tech and IT stuff, and website stuff with Staples. And so in 2019, January of 2019 to be exact, he joined us in the store full time. And then we all know what happened in 2020, which forced us to change our business, to pivot, to learn, to embrace all the things in ways that we never truly expected. We had a huge boom in our online business. We changed how we've dealt with in-person customers. We pivoted to online classes. I started doing these lives. I will, again, never forget my first live where we were actually on Zoom doing mini classes and just, really trying hard to keep customers crafting, keep everybody calm, and bringing everybody together. And then that is where we brought in things like our Whitby pickup. And I'm just going to mention that quickly because that was a question. If you didn't know, we offer pickups at our home in Whitby on Tuesday nights. And if this is something that is of interest to you, all you have to do is make your online purchase. In the order notes, you're going to type in that you want Whitby pickup. And then what we do is we send out a manual email Tuesday afternoon with all of the details. Our home is near the intersection of Garden and Taunton, and all the specifics come out with that email. So that is something that we started during the pandemic and keep doing as a convenience for all of our Durham region crafty friends. All right.
All right, are you done with
I think that took care of that question. Were there any other questions or things related to that?
No.
Nope. Everybody's engaged and having fun?
Yeah, so far so good.
Excellent. All right.
What's the next one?
Question number 2.
Question number 2. I gotta take this one.
Oh.
What was that?
I don't really know. These balloons have been coming up on my camera all week. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with, my birthday coming up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't do anything.
No, I've been on calls, I've been on lives, and you know what? They just show up. So you know what? You can never have too many balloons in your life.
Are you ready for question?
Okay, question number 2.
Boom.
What is the secret to Sheri and Matt working well together? That is an excellent question. And I can tell you that it doesn't always happen. We have our moments. I think part of it is that we are high school sweethearts, so we just know each other exceptionally well. We know when to work together. We know when to go to our different corners. But truly, in all seriousness, I think the key for us and the way we work best together is because we stay in our own lanes. We have very different, very complementary working skill sets, working styles, and that has immensely made a difference in how we work together and live together and go forward together. As you all know, Matt is the numbers guy. He does all things numbers, IT, website. You guys want to ask him when a product is coming in, he has it like that. He is on top of pretty much all of that stuff.
How to use it.
I don't know if you can hear him in the background. He said, "Don't ask me how to use it." Though I will absolutely say that the amount of crafting knowledge that Matt has gained since coming on full time in 2019, which is crazy to think that that was 5 years ago, the amount of knowledge he has picked up over the years is astounding. Absolutely. Fake it till you make it. You know what? And there is always Google, there is always YouTube, and there is always, "Hey, Sheri, can you help me with this customer?" So Matt is the numbers guy. He is the one side of the brain. I am the creative. I am the marketing. So I had my close to my heart business, but I was also in the advertising industry as a writer for 15 years. So the marketing, the creative, the teaching, all of those things are my domain, my lane off to the other side. And then, as we mentioned before, Darlene really does round out the team and I'll call it the management family, because she takes care of our store. She takes care of all of you wonderful customers. She makes sure that your special orders are taken care of. She makes sure that everything is on the floor, neat and tidy and priced, and everything is ready to go. So we definitely, as much as Matt has a lane and I have a lane, well, Darlene has her lane as well. And we are so grateful that we can all work in the things that we do well and feel passionate about. The other part to that question that a couple of people asked is, what do we do for downtime? Well, especially as we lead into Scrapfest, our downtime is very small, but we do try to find time to just kind of sit and chill. We are very low-key people in our home life. Every night we go and we watch the recording of Jeopardy. Maybe not every night. Sometimes we'll save it up and watch a couple of episodes. I think many of you know that Matt absolutely loves to golf. I love to bake. I love cake decorating, and I have, ever since I was, I think I was 12 in grade 6 when I took my first cake decorating class, and absolutely love creating with food instead of with paper.
Teenage Matt loved your baking.
Teenage Matt definitely loved my baking. Definitely volunteered to taste test icing and let me have any excuse to make cakes that he could think of. So we had a lot of cakes, over the years. And you know what? As much as I like to kind of save the baking shows for me to watch on my own, I now have to share that. That has become some of our don't watch without the other person show is the baking shows. So it's always fun to share that, both just from a leisure standpoint as well as a appetite standpoint. So I think that takes care of that. Again, as I said, we are high school sweethearts. Matt denies it, but we were actually in grade 9 chemistry together, and then really came together as part of a friend group in grade 11 when we went to Saint Donat. Raise your hand if you were someone who went to Saint Donat with your grade 11 or grade 12 French class to ski and learn French and talk to all the cute French ski instructors. Jean-Francois, that was us. So we just do our best to try not to go to bed angry, to talk things out and stay in your own lane.
All right, that kind of answers Sheila's question. She asked, how long have we known each other?
Oh, so Sheila was asking how long we've known each other.
Way too
a long time. We're not going to do the math. Even though Matt's the numbers guy, we're not going to do the math. Just know that it's been a while.
It's hard math.
And lots of good memories along those years as well.
All right.
Okay.
Question number 2.
Question number 3 now.
Now you're getting into the technical.
Now we're getting into the interesting business part of things. All right. How do you place orders with suppliers? So this particular question is going to answer some of your logistics questions. What is the process? Is it only at trade shows that you can place orders? How do you get those orders in? Is it online? Is it digital? Is it catalogs? And the answer is yes, all of the above. Um, and you know what? I might as well just refer to my notes. Really does come down to it is different for every company. Every company has little specifics that are relating only to them. So, for example, we have our paper companies. They they drop releases pretty much every month. I think Simple Stories has changed their calendar this year to every other month, but essentially, we get an opportunity to order for a couple of months at a time, and then they ship once a month to bring the products to our store. So that provides some interesting things for us to have to think about in terms of bringing things across the border, dealing with customs and duties, and making those uh, shipping charges count. Excuse me, sorry about that. And then we've got stamp companies like Lawn Fawn that only release 4 times a year. There are things that we need to restock, but essentially they've got 4 releases a year. So the ordering process for them is definitely different than it would be for the paper companies. Most companies do have a website that we can order from. We definitely have contacts and partners at each one of those companies which they can help us with orders. And yes, there still are good old paper catalogs as well. Some of them are more release specific. So, for example, this is our Simple Stories summer catalog. And you guys, we just showed last week the color palette line, for example. So it's nice to be able to have a printed copy that we can flip through. But the companies come and they talk to us. We're part of an association of stores that they come in. We meet every week. In fact, it's right after this, which is why I know I'm not going to be on this live the whole evening, as much as I would love chatting with all of you all evening long. So they come and they present to us, they share us some insights on the line, give us some details and that kind of thing, but the paper catalog is really helpful. And then there are companies, so Hero is another example where they have more of what I would call a core or evergreen catalog where it's got some of their basics, like shaped dies, or with Crafter's Companion, some of their basic dies as well. That there are times where we go flipping through, it's like, oh, I didn't know they had that. Oh, what's this all about? And then we do some research and we talk to our partners and learn more. You can never stop learning, which is always important. Um, and then we do have reps as well. So every company that we work with, we do have a main contact that we partner with. And then we also have my friend Karen, who works with a group called the Collins Group, and she actually represents a number of companies. So she is almost like another one of our team. And she does a lot of hard work for us. So I don't know if Karen's watching, but thank you, Karen. You are awesome. And she helps work out some of the shipping issues and any challenge we have, or for example, we're getting ready to place an order with one of her companies, and we're like, okay, we want to look at this. Give us the top 10 colors in that particular product from that company, and she can help us make those decisions as well. And I'll get into that in a little bit. We also have distributors. So think about when you go to Walmart, department stores, Walmart, or the grocery store. You can buy a little of this, you can buy a little of that, you can buy a little of this other thing. Well, the distributors are like that for us. We do have 2 distributors in Canada and 1 in the US that we primarily deal with. And these companies are great because it is one-stop shopping. You can get a little bit of this and a little bit of that from multiple companies, have it all come in one shipment, which definitely makes it a lot easier on the pocketbook and at that crossing the border point. So this is what these are companies. These are resources that we go to for things like our tools and distress ink and some of those basics and staples that we always want in the store. It's a place that we can order from a little bit more frequently. And that's usually when you guys have a special order, that's usually where we start in terms of getting stuff in for you, because we can make it just much more economical that way. All right, that's it for that question.
That's it for that question.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Diane says, how do you decide what to purchase?
So Diane is asking, how do we know what to purchase? That's the next question. That's question number 4. And let me tell you, there is no easy answer to this one. And I was joking about the crystal ball and the magic 8 ball off the beginning of this live, but to some degree, luck, knowledge and experience, and preference all come into play. So I know, I believe it was Margaret was asking, do you only order what you like? Well, no. If it were up to me, we would be a lawn fawn and doodlebug store. I like the cute. I like the bright colors. I like the clean lines, but it's not all about me. In fact, very little of my personal scrapbooking, crafting style goes into our decision-making purchases. But there are a lot of key things, and it's not just any one thing. So I'm just going to kind of read through my list. I do need a sip of water first. Are you guys fascinated yet, or am I boring you? Hopefully you're still awake. Hopefully I don't see those little Z marks coming out of our comment box. But it is kind of interesting because it's not things that you guys would think about.
No angry faces yet.
No angry faces. That's always good. That's always good. So me talking to you today, almost 7 years into owning the store, probably very different than what if you had asked me this, right when we started out with this. But a lot of it has simply come with learning over the years in terms of what you guys like, what is trending, what things we can bring to you. The brand is important. So if you have shopped with us for any length of time, you know that we do have some key brands that we always stick by. We've got our Simple Stories, our Photo Play, our Echo Park, Elizabeth Craft, Lawn Fawn, Spellbinders, Distress products from Tim Holtz. We've got a lot of key brands that, you know what, they just say, we've got something new. We say, give it to us. But Matt's disagreeing with that, but there are some key brands that, it might be quantity that changes, but there is a lot of things that we just bring in because we know that these are the brands that are near and dear to your heart. We believe in working with companies that stand behind their products. So especially when it comes to tools, but in terms of most of the products, if a company isn't going to stand behind their product, we can't believe in that product, so we don't want to bring it to you. We love those companies like Tonic, like Ranger, Spellbinders, again, all those ones that I mentioned that really do stand behind the product and will do everything in their power to help us help you be successful with your crafting. And I did mention those partners. We really do see our suppliers as partners, and we like to work with them. And you guys have seen that through a lot of our Crafters Home classes that we've brought to you, some of the different offers that we've brought to you. We work with these partners so that they can be successful, we can be successful, and we can get you guys so excited and so inspired by the products that you're using. So those are key factors for us. That's not to say that we are only sticking with this core. We often go out and investigate new vendors, new partners, and a lot of that comes through trade shows, whether it's the virtual trade shows or the in-person trade shows. Those are our opportunities to meet new people, to network, to get our hands on some new stuff and really understand what they are all about. So that is, where we go from there. In terms of
That's how we found Totally Tiffany.
That's how we found Totally Tiffany. That's how one of the reasons why we found All in Create, Elizabeth Craft. So that's it's those partnerships that are important. For me personally, and as the head honcho of the company, I believe in products that are versatile. I want things that can do more than one thing because I know your crafting budgets are tight. They are not unlimited. So I think we all wish that both space and budgets were unlimited. I know that that's not the case. So I like products that I can demonstrate to you, that I can educate you, that I can inspire you, that can do more than one thing. And a prime example of that is the Spellbinders Wax Seal program. This is one that I kind of held off on for quite a while because I'm like, but what can it really do? And it was a challenge that I put out to the team, and it's a challenge that we're constantly working on is how can we take some of these products in different directions, think outside the box, and then, experiment ourselves and then bring it to you as great ways that you can take your crafting in different directions. And that then leads to, can we teach with it? We like to be able to teach you, we like to be able to educate you. And so and again, trade shows are so valuable in teaching us how to use the products so that we can teach you. Other things that go into making our purchase decisions is experience. What have we tried that worked? What have we tried that didn't work? What have you guys jumped all over? What have you guys turned away from? And there's always going to be levels and degrees. We look at theme, so when each of the paper companies each come out with no fewer than 6 different Christmas lines, we try to balance them out. So we'll do 3 from this company and 2 from this and maybe another 2 from this one and try to balance things out so that you've got a lot of variety and a lot of choice.
There are space limitations.
There are space limitations in our store. If you've ever been into our tiny, long, skinny store, you know that we can't bring it all in. As much as we would love to, we cannot bring it all in. So we do try to be choosy in terms of what we do and really try to balance things out so that there is something for everyone. We do look at what other stores do. So we have our association. We have Crafters Home, where I am very blessed to have some amazing experienced store owners that we have learned so much from. And often we will bring, hey guys, have you tried this particular company? Have you tried this product? Did you hear what Tim Holtz is doing? We have all of these things that we talk to each other. We learn from each other. And if I don't know how to use it, then I can say, hey, Sheila, my friend Sheila, can you teach me how to do this? Or, hey, Julia, let's do a class together. Let's use these products together. So Matt just handed this to me. This is another great example. Our well-loved Naked Bee line came from a discussion of what other stores in our association were doing that they found successful. So we are very blessed and very grateful for that network. We do also look at our competitors. So, even though crafting companies are getting fewer and further between, there is, I firmly believe, room for everybody. So if our neighboring store is carrying company X, then maybe we won't go there. Maybe we will do something else if we're looking at new companies. If company Y or store Y is carrying a certain kind of ink, we're like, you know what? We're going to carry a different kind of ink. So we try to make sure that we have something different, something unique to offer with all of these other things to keep in mind. We have our team. Our team is out there and they are crafting and they have their own styles and their own preferences. I can absolutely tell you hands-on that we would not have gel plates in the store if it weren't for Chris and Marcy. We would definitely not have All in Create if it weren't for Darlene and her passion for that, and Elizabeth Craft as well. We dabbled in Elizabeth Craft, but when Darlene really embraced it and took it on, she grew that. She worked hard to grow that, following and educate not only me, but all of you as well on these particular brands. So that's the benefit. 5 brains, 6 brains, 7 brains are certainly better than this old one that has trouble remembering things sometimes, unless I have enough coffee. And lastly, you guys help us decide whether you know it or not, what we bring into the store. If you send in a special order request, have you heard of this product? Have you tried it? Could you bring this in for me? There are a lot of times where we're like, that's really interesting. Let me give it a try. Let's bring it into. And sometimes those are some of our best sellers. Things that it wasn't on our radar, but were um, things that intrigued us and fit in our overall plan. So your special orders, your requests, and again, just your shopping. We know you guys like your vintage lines. We know you guys like Tim Holtz. We know you guys are taking on some of these new brands that we come in because you're buying it. And so that definitely is a great help and a wonderful indication for us that sometimes the magic 8 ball is right. Okay, other questions on this topic were, have you ever bought something you don't like? And again, I'll come back to there's my personal preference, and then there's my I'm shopping for all of you preference. And so I can easily say that there are things that we bring in the store that are so not my style. And that's okay because we're all different. We all have different crafting objectives and crafting inspiration. So boss lady over here will absolutely bring it in for you because I really what matters to me most is that you are crafting, you are having fun, and you are loving this hobby that we all enjoy. A follow-up question to that one as well is, what do you have the most fun buying and what is the hardest buying? And sometimes those are the same thing. And I'll just keep talking about this crystal ball. Can't always know what you think you know. There have been times where there are things like, I know that this is going to fly off the shelf, and it just doesn't. But we do the best that we can. Personally, I love interactive things, whether it's Lawn Fawn interactive dies, whether it's the Dancing Dudes from Spellbinders. Those ones just make me smile. I can tell you that there's some stuff coming in the upcoming Christmas releases. Yes, I have seen little bits of Christmas 2024 that just made me giggle. So trust me, you guys will know it when you see it. I do, as I said, like things with versatility, Hero Arts and some of their mixed media products. Absolutely, I can just see so many different ways that you can go. And Totally Tiffany, I get a real giggle out of organizing. I'm not very successful with it. If you could see the piles that are all over here on my floor, I'm still working on it. But being organized, helping you get organized, helping you feel good about the stuff that you have in your craft room absolutely makes me happy. But yes, it is hard. It is hard to know because you just don't know when those trends are going to change, when shopping patterns, spending patterns, all those things are going to change. So we just keep trying to give it our best. All right.
Oh, come on. You popped out on that harder one.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I think we just, I think maybe the one last thing I will say is we don't make decisions that are carved in stone. We are constantly reevaluating, and we'll come out to you guys in the Papercrafts Inner Circle and say, what do you think about this? I mean, just last week, we're asking, what kind of cardstock do you like? We are constantly reevaluating, making sure that we have the best selection at the best prices, not to sound like a commercial, but we really do listen and reevaluate just to make sure that we've got in the store what you guys are looking for. Okay, next question.
What is the next question?
How do you keep the product moving? Our general rule of thumb is that even though I'm the one having the birthday coming up, we try very hard to make sure that no product in our store has a birthday.
The evergreen stuff.
Our basic tools and things, but I will say specifically for paper lines, dies, stamps, that kind of thing. We try to make sure that it is not still in the store a year after it arrives. And if it is still in the store, if it is a little bit of a slower moving thing, we do things like demos. That's what drives some of our learning lives is say, you know what, guys, people that have missed out on this fabulous product, Let's show them how to use it. We might take it and build a class around it. Again, there are times where there are things that I absolutely love that clearly nobody else does. So I'm going to make you fall in love with it by taking a class. And then, like I said, the learning lives, the making takes, demo days, all of those things are designed to help showcase and put a spotlight on things that you might have missed or maybe just don't have enough information about how to use. We also work on mixing and matching old product and new product and showing how things work together. We have our flash sales, so we've got those coming up this summer. You heard it here first. Not that, again, that's a big surprise, but we use those things to help, again, put a spotlight on some things that maybe didn't move quite as quickly. And last but not least, and we know you guys love it, we have our outlet. So if we need more room in the store, we will move them over to the outlet and give you guys the best possible price so that you can add that to your crafting stash. Do we have any other related questions as we're going along? I know we still have a couple more questions.
No, we're good.
Okay. Is everybody chiming in? Everybody's happy and learning stuff?
What was that?
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, and you know what? I can't even recreate it even if I tried.
What?
Oh, the joys of technology.
That was weird. Okay.
All right. Last question on our docket.
No, we have the extra one that we had at the end.
Oh, okay. So second last one.
Yes. This one?
How can customers help us? Well, first of all, the fact that you guys are asking this question definitely touched my heart. We are in this together. We are in this crazy crafting world together. We are in this crazy everyday world together. So, first and foremost, thank you for asking that question. Thank you for being part of our community. The number one thing that you can do to help us is just continue to shop local. Support your small businesses like us. Shop local. Think about all those things, all the hard work that we put into our lives, our demos, our inspiration, and shopping with us definitely is much appreciated and definitely keeps us going. Keep interacting here on social. So liking a post, sharing a post, putting a comment, even just answering our silly questions like, what do you want to know about our business? Those are all things that are absolutely free to you, but help us in so many different ways because the whole Facebook algorithm thing, the Instagram algorithm, that is a mystery that is way beyond my knowledge. But I do know that the more you engage, the more you share, it helps us meet new people. It helps us get in front of new crafters and can only help us in the long run. Be our advocate. If you're at a crop, make sure you say, you know what, that team at the Papercrafters workshop, they got me my special order. They showed me how to use it. And, I appreciate that I can ask them questions at any time. So definitely go and check them out. Come and show up to our events when we've got demo days, when we've got tote bag days. Come and see us. We love to see you guys. We love to share and to hear all about what you're doing, what projects you're working on. So come on and see us and bring a friend. I know on our last tote bag day, our friend Barbara, who was one of my close to my heart customers prior to owning the store, she brought 2 new friends to the store and she got them signed up for a couple of classes. So those are the things that just help us meet new people and engage with more people. Take advantage of our website. And I don't necessarily mean for shopping, but Matt works so hard to make sure that all of the information is as up to date, as concise, as explanatory as possible. So you can find a wealth of answers there. Take advantage of that, use the search bar, find all those things. And then if you still can't find it, then definitely come and email us and we'll happily answer those questions. Another thing you can do, and I don't think we have the link handy here, but go and leave us a Google review. Even if you've left one before, if you have a positive experience, go give us not 1, not 2, but 5 amazing stars on Google. Share your story. Tell the world how amazing we are. No, I'm just kidding. But we do work really hard, and reading those reviews puts a smile on our face. What you may not know is up in our little, I'm going to call it a lunchroom. It's really a table and a couple of cupboards. But when we get those positive reviews, when we get those emails of positive feedback, we put them up on that wall for all of us to see. So if we're not having such a great day, we go and read. We call it our happy wall. And it just makes us smile because it means that we matter to you guys. And that's really all that matters to us, is that we are keeping you crafting and keeping you happy. And then, overall, thank you so much for your patience, for your understanding. We're human. We do screw up sometimes. We miss things. We take a little bit longer to reply than maybe we should. So we do appreciate all of the kindness that you bring to us, both virtually and in the store. And you know what? At the end of the day, we are not above bribes. So if you want to bring treats, if you want to bring coffee, if you just want to come and give us a big hello, we're all in for all of those treats. Especially, you know, we've got jelly bellies, we've got all kinds of treats you can bring us. So, and just so you know, I take my coffee black. So if you're bringing coffee, you got me covered very easily.
Oh, please.
Now Matt's just groaning. It is the Matt and Sheri show, so I have done my job. If I make him groan, if I make him roll his eyes. So that's another, secret to getting along, is knowing which buttons to push. All right. One more question, I think, Matt.
Well, I have a question from.
Oh, we have an audience question. Yay.
Hold on, I gotta figure out which one this is so I can take it down. Hold on.
I'll grab a sip of water.
Go to the comments. And we have someone asking, what is your favorite holiday?
What is my favorite holiday? That is a really good question. So I will say, back when my kids were small, I was let me go back even further. At university, Halloween was hands down my favorite holiday. I love dressing up. I love decorating. We had one year where all of our roommates, we made a big pile of leaves, and we were having fun in front of the house where we lived, even though I think we only had a handful of trick-or-treaters. Then when my kids were small, Christmas became a really huge thing for us. But since owning the store, I'm going to be completely transparent here. Christmas is no longer my favorite because we at the store start seeing Christmas as early as March. And by the time December rolls around, I'm kind of done with Christmas. It's a long season for us in the crafting behind the scenes. So Christmas, I still love my Christmas. I love my family together. But I will say, and this is a personal thing, not a crafting thing, Canada Day is my favorite holiday because it is the absolute start to summer. It is the one weekend that we try very, very hard to enforce downtime, go to the lake, chill, hang out, and just really celebrate this amazing country that we live in. Not to sound too rah-rah, but it is a great weekend for us for family time and downtime. So July 1st, Canada Day, is my favorite holiday. So Easter and chocolate, also not a bad thing.
All right.
And he's still laughing back there. So, where would I be without him? I wouldn't be able to do a live like this where he's feeding me questions and popping up things and doing all that IT stuff. So thank you to Matt for making this happen. No, you're not just going to leave. Once we're done here, you can leave and go make me a beach drink, but,
All right, you ready for that?
Last question.
Are we doing this one or are we doing the Easter weekend thing?
Oh, you can, we're speaking of Easter, we will give you that reminder that we are going to be closed. We are taking Friday and Saturday, as well as our usual Sunday and Monday, to celebrate family time, a little bit of downtime. Hopefully the weather will cooperate so we can be outside, though again, can't really complain about this winter. We have not had the usual winter, so please do please do shop online because there might be something coming to your inbox or showcase here on Facebook and on our Instagram on Friday morning. So you do want to mark your calendar for that. Look in your inbox for that. Watch your alerts for that. I did promise you a special surprise, and you will not be disappointed.
All right. Now
All right, now the last question. What are you bringing to Scrapfest? Well, I'm looking at my little clock here, and we have been on the line for about 50 minutes. So I will not tell you. I am not going to tell you what we're bringing to Scrapfest tonight. I will tell you. So the Wednesday before Scrapfest, which is not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that, which I believe is the 10th of April. Yep. We'll do a showcase of some of the things that we are bringing to Scrapfest. Our personal philosophy for approaching Scrapfest is we have gone to our partners. We have looked at the things that you guys love, and we are going to be bringing some special buys, some really hot deals, and some unique things that we may not typically carry in the store, but we know that you will love them. Scrapfest people are bargain hunters, which is awesome. So we have the deals for you. We have partnered with Crafter's Companion. So we've got all kinds of great things from Crafter's Companion brands, which include obviously Crafter's Companion, Gemini, and Totally Tiffany. Yep, Totally Tiffany products will be there. And our friend Mari Clark, who is a designer for Crafter's Companion. She's actually teaching 2 classes. And if you haven't signed up for those, you're going to go to scrapfest.ca and sign up for her classes because they're going to be awesome. But she will also be hanging out with us in her downtime for that weekend. So Crafter's Companion, and we've got some goodies from Spellbinders. Our make and take on the Saturday is going to be Spellbinders Better Press focused. And don't forget, we will also be part of the Creative Hub with my friend Brenda at Stamplicity and Liette from Glitter and Ink. We're going to be doing demos. We're going to be doing showdowns. We're going to be doing all kinds of fun stuff both Friday and Saturday. Matt's laughing at something, so clearly somebody has made a funny comment.
Darlene says that we're bringing the awesome PCW team.
Well, that is true. You don't need to know what product we're bringing because we are bringing the awesome PCW team. You're just going to look for the green shirts. You're going to find us in our booth, which is towards the back of the odd. And photo ops are definitely in store for Scrapbook. Just not Matt. Matt's saying, no, he will not take his. If you're going to take a photo of Matt, do it from across the aisle. And so he's not looking. So, all right. That is the scoop. So there will be more information both on social and on our What's New just that last Wednesday leading into Scrapfest, because we probably won't have anything new to show you. So we'll show you some of the things we're bringing to Scrapfest. And if you are coming to Kitchener, make sure you come and say hello, because that is the absolute best part of that event, is seeing all of you and being together with people who love the things that we love.
I may not have even told you everything that I'm bringing.
No, you know what? That is true. Matt keeps secrets for me. Sometimes, and you know what? Some of the boxes that we've gotten in, there might be things that I don't know anything about. So, you're just going to have to come and check us out. All right. Do we have any last minute questions in the comments? Hopefully you guys found this interesting. Hopefully I've answered your questions. Please feel free to email us and let us know if there are other things you'd like us to cover. Maybe we will do a crafty version of Ask Me Anything. So ask me anything about my favorite products, how to use something, something out of the ordinary you might not have thought of for a particular product. We've got lots of learning lives and lots of what's new ahead in 2024, and we are happy. We are happy for you to ask me or Darlene or the whole team. Ask us anything, because we always love a good challenge and we love to share what we love.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
I think that's it. So thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you for asking all your questions. Thank you for your community spirit. Thank you for inspiring us, hopefully as much as we inspire you. And just thank you for everything. Have a good night, everyone.